It didn't crush me movement and Momentum Integrative Health Solutions. After losing everything I thought made me strong, I stopped bouncing back and I started building better. This show is where emotional healing meets inflammation science and where high functioning humans come to take back their power in body, in business, and in life. We test, not guess, we heal, not hustle, and we create next level health for next level living. So let's get into it because it didn't crush me. Y'all, I'm so excited because I am here with the amazing Kelly Hoover. Both of us have this fun background as being veterans from the pharmaceutical industry. So let me tell you, when I say like we've had the sneak peek behind the curtain as far as what goes on in our sick care system, we understand branded pharmaceutical drugs, but we also have this in with this incredible compounding world and these amazing peptides for longevity, for regenerative health and vitality. And Kelly, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and I'm going to go run over to Facebook. I'm going to tag you and then tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, awesome. Hi, everyone. Danielle, thank you for having me on. You guys, I love this topic and I love like our backgrounds from where we were and where we are now. It is so true that you do see so many things, some good, some, make you scratch your head a little. But I spent 15 years in the pharmaceutical industry, specializing in drug launches and helping new products make it to market. So seeing them from, clinical research into actually being brought to market and having them launched in different disease states. After that, I spent eight and a half years in supplements. I got out of that pharmaceutical world. I loved serving patients in that. I didn't love where it was going. And the fact that it was like writing scripts, treating, specific patients. And I didn't love the fact that it was a little bit more hands off. It was like, dump your samples, get out of here. I don't have time for education. Not the doctor's fault, but sometimes it was just the system. It was just the overall system and being very broken. So I went into the supplement side, the natural side of things, and then have met in this beautiful, welcomed world of peptides. I myself started out in the world of peptides because I was searching for them, could not find anybody to prescribe them for me, couldn't find them in my state. And so I ended up finding a few different places to gather them from. And it was like hodgepodging some stuff together. Fell in love with longevity, fell in love with the results that I was seeing others get and that I myself was experiencing, and then fell in love with this place that we both now call home. And I'm really, truly helping bring education to the world, normalizing, taking care of your body and not just going into sick world, we're going into prevention world, and I'm loving the space.
100%. I mean, you have a really interesting story too, but what my goal here tonight is if y'all are listening to us, number one, drop replay. If you're catching up on the replay, if you're here with us live, say hello to us. We'd love to bring educational information on health-based topics. But tonight we're really talking about, okay, peptides, yes, it's a buzzword, but y'all, it's a thing. It's really not. It shouldn't be the buzzword. Let's not downplay it. But they are truly the thing to give you that next level health, like health optimization. I'm talking about like real regenerative healing. This is the difference maker in your life. Y'all, you burned for this life. You love who you are. You've been through hell. Everything's been hard. Why are you going to let your body be hard, right? Like we're done with hard. This is truly an easy button because it is safe. Your body recognizes them when you get pharmaceutical prescription peptides. And we're going to talk about why it is so important because again, the compounding pharmacy industry is different. It's totally different than going to like Walgreens or CVS to get a prescription. That's for true sick care. This is different. The standards are different, and there's a lot of really good ones out there. But if you want to ensure that you're getting safe, clean, highly efficacious product, you need to know how to find that out. So, Kelly, you had been on some different peptides. Maybe you want to tell people a little bit more about your story and kind of your
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So I knew when I was kind of peeling back the layer, I've seen some friends be on peptides, and NAD, glutathione were some of the first I was introduced to. I had a very difficult time finding them in an injection form. I went down the route of, trying to locate them and couldn't find them, so I ended up taking like a very highest quality. And that's not something that you generally buy from Amazon. Highest quality product that I could find. And I was taking them and I knew that they were good for me, but I didn't feel any difference. So then I peeled back the layers of the GLP-1s and started understanding like the longevity piece of it and the microdosing piece of it. And I knew about GLP-1s. I knew how great they were because when they first came out 24 years ago, I was in the pharmaceutical world. So I understood them. I understood the safety. I understood the science behind them. But then once I started truly understanding like the compounds and the power behind them, I peeled back the layers after I didn't have a great experience. So it took me going through an experience to truly like dive in, even with my science background. And so once I found, like, I decided, hey, I want to start on some peptides. I want to, go for this weight loss. I had 20 pounds I wanted to lose. I went to a medical spa and I went to a reputable medical spa in a big city that I live near. And I had to go in once a month and it was 45 minutes away. And so it was a good 2 hours every time I went in. And I went in and I had to, do all the things. I had to meet with everyone and I got my compounds. I didn't have great results. And honestly, like I had the side effects where I was really tired and I was pretty nauseous. I was moody. And I was like, okay, well, this is just what people experience. And I kept on going. And I remember my husband saying, like, I had to dose up really high and I still wasn't seeing all the great results. And then when I landed upon, I started educating myself. I'm like, okay, you have a medical background, like go and understand, like what is it, the compounds coming from. And then I started understanding more about compounding pharmacies and the different certifications and accreditations and 503A and 503B and state levels and locals and all the different things. And when you peel back the layers, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. It's like buying a pair of jeans at Walmart versus Neiman Marcus. And that's the best way that I can put it. Not to downplay Walmart, like I like Walmart too, but it's a different level of quality, right? It's going to last you a different thing. And so when I discovered, discovered that this was going on, and I was like, okay, well, I can't prove anything. But when I switched to a NABP accredited pharmacy, a 503A pharmacy, the top of the top quality, I checked into the purity data. I checked into the potency. Like what I thought I was getting was what I was actually getting. Now, I am not going to sit here and tell you I can prove that I wasn't getting it before, but immediately within 7 days, my results were night and day. I felt different. I started losing weight. The money that I was spending, I felt great because I wasn't wasting money. I went back to feeling incredible. I was no longer tired. I had full of energy. I was no longer moody. I'm not a moody person. And I was like back to my normal happy self. And I started getting the results that I wanted. I started losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. And I started being able to see like more definition in my body and fitting into clothes. And then it started making me feel, I started hearing other people's stories, Danielle, that were similar to mine. And it made me think, okay, well, quality does matter and potency does matter. And although I can never, I'll never will call somebody else's product bad or good, I can say that now where I order my peptides, the fact that it is NABP accredited, the fact that you can look it up on a compounding pharmacy website and it is like gets all the green thumbs up matters to me. And it matters because I do know that what I'm putting in my body is what it says it is.
That's incredible because here's why it matters to me, right? Like when we spent, like I spent almost 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry, we go through, first of all, we are not allowed to talk to the patient, right? We are not allowed to educate the public about the branded products. We can only talk to the doctor. But at the same time, as you're going through and you understand these standards, I started to go off the on a tangent for a second. Why that accreditation matters is when you realize and start to understand the fact that the standards in the pharmaceutical branded world of manufacturing, they're pretty clear cut across the board. If there is a break in protocol that the FDA uncovers, and let's be honest, the FDA's oversight is their reach is not what it could or should be because many of these sites are globally, they're located all over the globe. But an entire manufacturing plant gets shut down. And when we say shut down, that FDA is not running to come back and check their standards and processes. My husband still works for one of these companies. They could be shut down and processing for 9 to 12 months. Imagine how much revenue you're losing as a branded pharmaceutical manufacturer for that. We don't have those types of standards in the compounding pharmacy industry unless you're and for medical professionals, doctors, and for other pharmacists out there, I really want you to listen to this. Unless your compounding pharmacy chooses to to go for this certification under NABP, that not only their standards of how they process, how they store, how they check, how all the quality control, those standards are, unless they choose to have that certified, plus they choose to have their source product guaranteed and the raw materials certified. And then they also have to ensure that the person who started down this journey of belief of wanting to provide these high quality products, right? Like nobody goes into business saying, I want to provide cheap crap and have the highest profit margin. Like you go into business because you want to do good. But as pharmacies grow, and as they start to serve more and they expand, that person who's doing the raw material ordering, PS, they don't know the mission statement of the pharmacy.
Yeah.
They're not the one who's in charge liability wise if something happens. They don't go through the training that your Pharm Ds go through in order to do this. They don't have the skin in the game. Their job is truly profit margins. So just because your pharmacy was founded on beautiful principles and this, wonderful intention to help and to serve people does not mean that standard has been carried through unless they choose to say, I want to be accredited by the NABP, which I gotta be honest, is kind of a pain in the ass for
Yeah.
them. It's a huge
Yeah.
expense. It's a huge pain in the ass, but it's the only way you can guarantee that you're getting clean, safe product that matches pharmaceutical manufacturing potency in the case if we have products that are going to be somewhat similar to what the drug companies are doing.
Hmm.
That's a huge differentiation, guys. Like $100 a month here or there, we're talking life or death potentially in your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. Well, and the results too. It's just like you go and you start something, you start it because you want the end result. You want what it is promising you. And so that's how I felt. I felt like I wanted the end result. I didn't, I was so desperate for the end result that I was not feeling good and I was having very mediocre results. But I was just wanting the end result. And so to be able to be confident, and you don't know what you don't know. I mean, even myself, like it's crazy because I'm like, I should have known better, but I didn't. And so this is why I love the space that we're in, because we do get to shed light on education and the importance of it and get to share that story of like, I didn't know, but now I can share and teach people.
Yeah, like I mean, when you go out to, say, a restaurant and you're like, man, was that steak, was that $80 filet? Like, was that really 6 ounces? Because, man, that did not look like it, right? And then all of a sudden you kind of feel like, okay, yeah, I liked it, I enjoyed it, but you kind of feel like you got cheated. It's similar if, if you're spending money on these peptides because you're truly wanting to better your health, you want to feel better, you want to be better in your life. It's not that your doctor who's prescribing is intentionally doing harm to you. They're not
Yeah.
trained on these standards and these processes. They're also sold by different compounding pharmacy reps. I mean, and that rep doesn't always understand what some of the processes are, to be honest.
Mhm.
So we have this unique ability to understand what that's like. And that's why I know, Kelly, you take a lot of time with your clients who come to you. I take a lot of time with my clients who come to me. So they understand that what they're getting into is life changing, but there's
Mhm.
varying degrees of what they're getting, and they will at least walk away from a consult with me being extremely well educated. And if they choose to go with someone else, honestly, and it's a cost thing, and I've talked to some people, they're like, I have to take the chance. I can't afford this right now. I'm in their ear, and they're like, you know what? Or I'm saving up because I don't want to take that risk. I want to try it with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand and can relate. And a lot of times people say you get what you pay for. And, I mean, it is the truth. And I always tell people we're not the most expensive and we're not the least expensive. We're right there in a happy medium, but the quality of the compound that you're getting and the safety of it is huge. And the results. I mean, it is result. We are so results driven and education driven.
And I think you see that in the amount of clients who come over here and they have incredible stories and incredible results of
Yeah,
transformation. Again, like it's a fair price. That's what I tell people. Like, this is a fair price. You shouldn't be looking at anything that is much different than what our price, like we're truly competitive and truly fair priced.
I agree.
Well,
Yeah.
that was really kind of what all we wanted to cover tonight, truly and honestly, like just kind of keeping it short and sweet. If you guys have questions, please feel free to reach out to Kelly. Please feel free to reach out to me. If this hit, please share it with someone who's been through hell and they're done playing small, right? Like, don't forget to subscribe, rate or tap us, or rate me, or tap into me on socials because I'm here to make sure that you never forget you're not broken, you're becoming, and this is just the beginning because it didn't crush me, and it's not going to crush you.